I think XCN could be so huge during this bull run. And even though nothing I say is financial advice, we all know that, when it comes to Onyx, most recently they did talk about, their much anticipated mainnet launch when it comes to Goliath, which is allegedly going to be a very amazing layer one blockchain. We totally get that. But even though a lot of people did talk about that, there were some other details that I feel like people didn't really dive into. And I think these details could really indicate just how massive this could be. Because let me explain what I'm talking about. For instance, right? We'll take a look at when it comes to, again, the Onyx Goliath project, we'll see that deeper in the article, there is something called Q2 2026, that section right there. The title is Bank Connectivity Mesh Network Launch. Now, why could this be massive? It's because it does say that it's a significant milestone in the roadmap will be the launch of the Bank Connectivity Mesh Network. Again, if we take a look at this deeper, right, this means that this initiative will establish a secure, direct communication framework between financial entities, further streamlining the settlement of interbank transactions and reinforcing the efficiency of blockchain-driven financial operations. This could be massive. Again, if we take a look at projects that are focused on global trade and finance, focused on payments, this is pretty much the epitome that people often look for. They're very bullish on XCN not too long ago before this kind of stuff came to light, right? But then now they're not bullish anymore. Well, I get it. Of course, the price is going down, but I'm just saying in terms of the sentiment, if anything, I'm very excited when it comes to this. Because keep in mind, when XCN pumped, I didn't sell anything. So the way I view it is that this type of stuff, seeing the price go down, it doesn't matter because I wasn't going to exit at that moment anyways. So if anything, I'm very bullish as of right now when it comes to XCN seeing stuff like this. Now, keep in mind, this is anticipated to happen in Q2 of 2026. So it's still a very long time, basically, next year. I totally understand that, and the mainnet launch is expected to happen in Q1 of 2026, so it's a little bit sooner, but then still it's 2026, not 2025. But even besides that, imagine the amount of commotion, the catalyst, right? The good sentiment that can come as a result of this during a fully fledged bull run, especially as things do start picking up again, like let's say May, June, July. This could be very fantastic, and I do believe that when it comes to something like Onyx, they really get the point because when I take a look at this right here is that they're looking to improve. They're looking to innovate. They're looking to do something in this space. They're not just trying to sit here and stay still. Some other projects out there, they're looking to do that, but this is not the case. And for some people out there that seem to think that Onyx doesn't have a bright future, I'm just going to put some perspective into this. Just imagine, right? As long as Ripple and Stellar are still thriving, is XCN really going to be left off into the abyss? I highly doubt that because let's just use a different sector when it comes to this. Let's say when it comes to the metaverse space, right? If people are saying that, hey, when it comes to a project like Sandbox or, something like Decentraland, they're going to do good, but then something like Engine is going to do bad. Well, I highly doubt that because if you take a look at Engine, it's focused on, blockchain gaming, NFTs, the metaverse. As long as that space does well, Engine is still going to do okay, in my opinion. That's just an example though, right? Much like in this space, if people are saying that, oh, Ripple and, Stellar, they're going to do so good later on this year, they're going to do so fantastic, but then XCN is going to do bad. I highly doubt that because, again, if, let's say, a project is very massive for its space, which XCN is, given some perspective, of course, because if you take a look at Ripple and Stellar, they're pretty much top 2, but then XCN is pretty much top 4, right? You take a look at number 1 is always going to be XRP, number 2 is always going to be XLM, number 3 as of right now is still XDC, but then number 4 is pretty much XCN. It's bigger than ZBCN or XPR as of right now, in my opinion. So the way I take a look at it is that if a project is top 4 in its market that it's focused on, which again XCN is, I highly doubt that once that market picks up again, and especially as the market leaders of that project does pick up again, I highly doubt that a top 4 project, again within a space, especially like this, is not going to go along with the ride. I highly doubt that. Again, when people do believe in this space, when they pay attention to payments, right, global trade and finance, of course their go-to is always going to be XRP, XLM. I totally am aware of that. But then always there's going to be this percentage that does begin to trickle down to other projects within its sector, much like, for instance, XCN. It's like also in the world of meme coins. Doesn't mean that everyone who believes in a meme coin is only going to believe in Dogecoin and Shiba Inu. No. People believe in Pepe, Buka Meme, right? Dog with Hat. There's a bunch. So then the way I view it is that when it comes to something like, again, XCN, I just highly doubt that this is going to be a project that's going to do bad, especially during a fully fledged bull run. I don't think it's going to do bad at all, really, because Onyx, they're doing this, again, when it comes to Goliath, a lot of anticipation there. It's going to matter during a fully fledged bull run. If XCN was able to do that not too long ago, again, the pump that it had, can you imagine this time around? Could be a lot more fantastic, but it's just really a waiting game because I think as the months do go by, it could be a totally different story, especially if Bitcoin does go back to the price of $100,000 again. It's going to be this big psychological barrier that I think a lot of people will be like, whoa, okay, Bitcoin's going to do good again. Then 150,000, 200,000, 250,000 maybe. Who knows? The sky's the limit when it comes to Bitcoin this time around with the Bitcoin ETF, with the number of institutional investors. So when I take a look at something like Onyx, they're doing good stuff in my opinion. It's not the most exciting timing, of course. It's not the best timing, but then it's going to be good in due time. Like it's not going to show it right now, but then during a fully fledged bull run, it's going to show it because sometimes people like to say that, oh yeah, this, altcoin is listed in so many exchanges, but it's not doing that good. Well, during a fully fledged bull run, that's going to matter. Maybe during like a bear market or maybe during when there's a pullback or when the sentiment isn't the best. Of course, it's not going to show the results right away, but then it's going to show eventually. It's like someone who's training all the time. Take a look at Kobe Bryant, right? Look at his work ethic. Look at the way he does, his training. It's legendary. People think it's very fantastic. Kobe Bryant is one of the greatest of all times in terms of basketball players, right? You take a look at also in terms of athletes, he's one of the best of all time. His work ethic and dedication was almost like nothing else. But really, when you take a look at what he did in court, right, when he's playing games, that right there was a culmination of all the hard work, all the dedication that he put in. Much like when it comes to XCN, this news about Goliath, right? When it comes to the exchange listings, when it comes to the fans, the hype, the community. Again, during a bear market, or let's say during a time when things are having a pullback, it may not show it. But then during a fully fledged bull run, it's going to showcase that in a very fantastic way, but it's only a matter of time. Keep in mind, if XCN were to go to the price of $1, considering current circulating supply, market cap would be around $32.5 billion. That's still over $100 billion less than even XRP's current market cap. Keep in mind, we're not in a peak of the bull run yet. Of course, we all know that, right? Things are going down. Even XRP currently has a market cap that is over $100 billion more than this. So just imagine XCN can't reach this market cap, let's say during a fully fledged bull run. I highly doubt that, right? I just think, why not, hypothetically? Because if it were to go to the price of $1, because XCN has dropped so much low in price to the point that is currently around a 73x from here. It's over a 70x. I mean, can you believe that? So when I take a look at something like XCN, too early for me to give up, really. I think it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. I'm going to stick with my same strategy, which is dollar cost averaging, anytime and income, acquiring, holding, and just waiting because, again, seeing it go to the price of $1 during this bull run wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. And make sure to subscribe if you gain value from this video. Greatly appreciate it. It's been Lee the Captain, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace. Bye.